What's going on, everyone? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another great epic episode of Just My Opinion Reviews. Guys, we are back and we are talking Clipped, episode 3, titled Let the Games Begin. The tape hits TMZ right in time to disrupt the Clippers' hard-won momentum and Donald's 80th birthday. V responds to the outrage with curious sartorial choices. Guys, I want to let you know that this is going to be a spoiler-filled recap. Me and my guests are going to spoil this episode up, down, left, right, in, and out as if you've already seen it. That is your warning. And like I said, I got my guest over here on the right side of the screen, or at least my right, probably your guys' left, Miss Kimberly Kern from
Hey
Southern
guys,
California. What's good, ma'am? How you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing good. It's heating up out here in Cali. I don't know how you're doing out there in Texas, but I'm getting a little nervous.
Yeah. I actually, when you said it, I feel kind of silly with this hoodie on over here. I need to go ahead and change into my t-shirts and my long
Bruh.
sleeve shirts and all that right there. But I don't know. I just have a fascination about hoodies, you know what I'm saying? And so I don't know. Hey, guys, if you want one, link is in the description. Go ahead and scroll down on YouTube and
Oh my gosh, are you merching it up?
I'm merching it up.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta get one. I gotta get one. I'm about to head there now and get one.
I will just mail you one for free because you're home. So I appreciate you. But guys, yeah, man, we're gonna get into this clip episode. Like I said, it is spoiler filled. I really did enjoy the first 2 episodes. I thought it was a great introduction to the show. Whether you are familiar with the real life events, the source material that happened 10 or 11 years ago, or you was living under a rock and never heard of this story of the racist white supremacist Donald Sterling and his ugly, ugly remarks. But while I said I did enjoy episodes 1 and 2, I thought episode 3 was a super banger. I mean,
Wow.
it was better than episodes 1 and 2 by far. And again, I like episodes 1 and 2. The emotion from the players not knowing what to do, being pulled back and forth, with their values and morals. And, hey, I got my lawyers calling me. I got my family calling me, my mama, my daddy, my girlfriend, PR this, PR that. I mean, I'm always blown away by Lawrence Fishburne, but he stepped it up a notch in this episode as far as the acting as well. When he was trying to, Andy, where are you? The F are you at? Send him all those text messages. I love this show. I love this episode. I mean, it's up there. FX right now is 2 for 2. I know we're only 3 episodes in, but they knocked it out the park with Shogun, and they're knocking it out the park with Clip, Kimberly. So I loved it. Hopefully you did too. Where are you at? Do you agree with me? You disagree? What was your general impressions of Let the Games Begin?
Man, I really liked it, and I feel like the writing is really good because I feel like 1 and 2 was it was good, but it was kind of easy to be good because it was like this is such a salacious story. You don't have to do much, but show me this crazy situation with all these large in the life characters. So it's kind of easy to kind of get you. But now they're getting into some stuff that's very complicated. And I feel like the writing is really good. I like the way this is shot. I really, really like what they're doing with the cinematography. Um, I just like how they're capturing what a frantic, uncertain situation it was, and how there's just so much to go into. I really like where they're going, and Lawrence Fishburne is doing a great job here. I mean, obviously, Larry, like obviously he's great, but I really like how he's capturing the complexities of Doc. So I feel like they're going a bit deeper than I thought. I thought this was just going to be salacious drama, but I'm like, okay, we're going a level under the fascia here. I like it.
Yeah. And speak about, I agree with you 100%. And speak about Lawrence Fishburne. What really got me in this performance in this episode is, in episodes 1, I mean, he's just always been known as a confident actor, somebody that knows his worth, all of that good stuff. And the role he's playing of Doc Rivers, he's a take no shit type of guy, If you get in my face, I'm gonna put you in your place. Don't raise your voice. I'm gonna bite your head off, type of thing. He was very vulnerable in this episode, especially the very beginning. He did not know which way to go, and that just goes to show how daunting experiencing racism can be. I mean, I can only imagine of how he felt. I mean, he's the coach, the head coach, one from Boston, but he has this overseer, Donald Sterling. That's an evil man, and he just does not know what to do. At the very beginning, when he was looking at his phone and getting on the elevator, and he can hear Shelly and Donald arguing back and forth on, who's to blame, and they're not wanting to take responsibility or accountability. He didn't know what to do. I mean, should I go and kick the door in and charge him up, or should I, walk away with my head down, feeling all sad, like, damn. What am I going to do in this situation? The whole team is depending on him to make a decision, and he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. And the fact that Andy, and please excuse me, guys, I don't know exactly what Andy's role is. Is he the general manager or something on the team? But he's trying to hunt him down. He's not returning his calls. He's not returning texts. He's trying to get through him through the lobby. And they don't want to disclose any information. Shelly, and then he gets on the elevator with Shelly, with Rochelle, and they're having their conversation, and he's like, "Oh, Andy's down there if you want to join them." I just was really blown away by Lawrence Fishburne's performance in this, of him just not knowing what to do. His emotions are everywhere. And just the dilemma he was in, trying to get a statement out there. The players are looking up to him. I was really impressed. I was really impressed. I was really impressed. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna ask you if you agree or disagree, but I'm pretty sure you do agree with me there. But how you feeling about all that?
Yeah, man, something that strikes me is, obviously with acting and doing shows, there's a whole process. You get your script, and then it's just words on a page. And when you think about how you go from A to Z in terms of when the person turns around, when they throw their hand up in the air, when they don't say something but make a sound, all the different nuances of just being a person. Just watching this ensemble together, like, I really felt the intensity, because I feel like it's easy to be like, oh, I'm so stressed, what a stressful, uncertain situation. But just, I like the way he was walking down the hall. Like, I like the frustration and the urgency in his body. I feel like I'm really liking the body language of the acting, and that's why, like, just a callback to our last episode when we were talking about, does it frustrate you when it's a biopic? Excuse me, when it's a biopic and they're trying to get an actor to look like the real person, but they don't.
Mm-hmm.
Like, does it take you out of it? And we were kind of talking about how, well, if the acting's good, no, you can keep me in it, And I think the acting's really good with these guys. Like the guy that's playing, was it Aaron, the gentleman that's playing Blake Griffin?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I thought he did a really good job of
Yep.
of communicating something I didn't think of. It's like, yeah, you're in this situation, but don't forget, like, you could get sued. Like, depending on what you want to do. Like, it caught me when he was like, they were like, come on, man, aren't you a black man? Aren't you this and that? And he's like, I'm a guy that spent the first 4 hours of this morning on the phone with my lawyer,
Right.
of them just calling me, not to console me, but to remind me, don't forget, you got to deal with such and such. You got to deal with this company and this company. And we will all get sued if you don't suit up, So I think they really are doing some great acting physically and emotionally, of just carrying the weight and the frustration of, this is not my fault, but this fell on me.
Right, exactly.
I'm really liking the acting. This show is surprising me. I like it.
Yeah. And another thing is just how everybody reacts to it. We're all not going to react the same. Some are going to be sad. Some are going to be angry, flip tables, and some are going to joke. You were just speaking about Austin Scott playing Blake Griffin when he knocked on the door of DJ. And,
Yeah.
he's like, "Hey man, where you been?" He's joking around like, "Hey, I just had a breakfast with Donald." I mean, why would you make that joke? But that's just the way he's dealing with it. But he's still taking the situation seriously, and he's like, "Dude, are you serious?" He's like, "Man, I want to rip down this racist white supremacist system just like you do, but not until it buys me some crepes." You know what I'm saying? I need
Yeah.
food on my stomach, and I get it. You know,
Yeah.
been offended by that. I mean, and this is two men. You know, it's funny if you want to throw color in there. I mean, they're both black,
Mhm.
but one is dark,
Yeah.
one is light, yin and yang. It just I
Yeah.
don't know. I thought about that too. Those parallels, but just how they're both on the same page and how they're dealing with it in very different ways. I like that. Even the small detail of DJ having the iguana on his shoulder. You
I
know,
love that. I love that.
I love it too. I love it too. One of my favorite scenes is when he is talking to coach, like, man, we got to show up to this game, and these white people are going to be watching us that was paid to do it. But then they're going to be looking at some black dudes playing, just like, okay, are they apparently cool with being owned? And Doc Rivers, Lawrence Fishburne didn't know what to do. He just took a deep sigh, put his hands on his face, like, you're right, you're correct. This sucks, and I felt sorry for him.
Yeah.
I really did. This was a cluster shit storm,
Hmm.
and they are delivering all the goods. But that scene between them was my favorite, one of my favorite. But my next favorite was when they were in the banquet hall, having the meeting before the game, trying to decide
Yeah,
who
that was good
they
too.
are, what they're going to do. The round table conversation, everybody was right. Everybody, no, they all had different perspectives. I didn't get mad at DJ. Like, I'm speaking for myself. I don't know what y'all want to do, but I'm out. I ain't playing. And he getting up, and I feel him. And Doc said it right. He was like, well, y'all are all correct. We should play and we shouldn't play.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
even yeah, I mean, it was so much. I don't want to go line by line,
Yeah.
I mean, we can if you want to. But I love that scene. Everybody was hitting the nail on the head. I really feel Chris Paul, played by
Hmm.
J. Alphonse Nicholson. He was just like, man,
Hmm.
I don't want to play. I want to boycott, but at the same time, I don't want him to take this one man who's not the owner of the NBA. He's the owner of the team. I don't want him to take away all the hard work, that it took to get us here. I mean, they're in the finals. They're in the playoffs or whatever round they're in right now.
Yeah.
And just to throw that away, I mean, Donald Sterling's not going to be there forever. It's not just his championship.
Yeah.
It's not the owner's championship. It's his. And he's like, I want to win. I want to win. Like I
Hmm.
started choking up, Kimberly. I did.
Yeah.
I did. Where you at on all that? Because that scene was very powerful for me.
That scene, sorry, I got hair in my eye. That scene was really powerful. And again, I love the way it was written. I like the writing, because I want to know how much of this was like someone telling like what happened in that room, and how much was it of the writers going, well, this person will probably say this and this person will probably say that. Like, it's just a testament to good writing, because whether or not they got a play by play from someone that was there, that sat down with a writer and was like, let me tell you exactly what happened.
Right.
um, they really wrote it like they were in the room, because I can only imagine. You said something that was so good, was that everybody was right, because you can be for your people and feel however you need to feel. And you said it perfectly. Like if you get a team of 12, more than 12 guys, and somebody dies, everybody is going to react differently. Somebody might make jokes, somebody might cry, somebody might be stoic. Sometimes, I'm sure you've experienced, I know I've experienced, where I think in my head, I'm like, man, if this ever happens, I'll just be gone. I'll be so mad. I'll just bawl. And I've had stuff happen to me that I never thought would happen, or get a phone call I never thought I would get. And I'm shocked at my reaction. I'm like shocked at myself. I'm like, I just sat there. Or I was really cool, and I got to the scene and the ambulance was there, and I asked questions, and I always thought I'd be like, ah, ah, you surprise yourself sometimes with situations you've never been
Mm-hmm.
in. And I think that was the interesting thing, just watching the psychology of just people and how we react to stress and grief. and frustration. And I also like that they brought it. I mean, I like this about, the last episode, when Sterling was holding his hand, Griffin's hand. It's like, no matter if you make $50 million or you brought home $50 this week, that's humiliating and that's dehumanizing no matter how much money you make.
Mhm.
So it's these kind of things that bring us down to this level of like, when it comes to matters of the heart, we really truly are all the same. That's why it frustrates me very much when people in the public eye go through a divorce or get abused or go through something and someone's like, well, they're rich, so I don't know why they're complaining anyway. And I'm like, oh my God. When a man punches a woman in the face, it hurts whether you have a Gucci bag or a Fucci bag. Like, it still hurts. When you get cheated on, it's humiliating, whether it's your 8th grade friends or whether it's the whole world. Like let's stop putting people on this pedestal of you don't feel the same way because of what's in your bank account.
Yeah.
Because these guys, that's tough. It's like, you want to think, I'm not going to show up. And I love that they showed the issue of like, it's not just that the Clippers are a basketball team and we're in the championship and we're doing well. It's no, you're the Clippers. You're the Clippers. Like, who are you watching tonight? The Clippers. Oh, like you guys had a terrible record. Like,
Yeah.
I grew up here in Cali, like for so long. I remember, bro, this brings back a core memory. I remember in the 90s, my dad taking me to a Clippers game and somebody being like, why would you waste your time?
Oh man.
Yes. Why would you go? Because they were just known for being like the other LA team, like the slogan of the show. So for a team that's had to fight through such bad publicity for so long to finally be headed towards like, hey guys, we might win this thing, to have some ignorant person, because of what you say, I'm supposed to throw that away.
Yeah.
Like one person could be like looking at you like, oh, so you're just gonna go play for the white man, huh? Like you Uncle Ty, like you could look at it like that, or you could look at it like, no, like this is pride. This is caring for my people. This is fighting for what I believe in. Is going out there and playing. So that I love that ballroom scene because really nobody was wrong. Everyone wanted to get back at Sterling or the man or the system in their own way. And even the player, his name escapes me right now, but the Caucasian gentleman, like he was like, I care not. Yeah, what's his name?
His real name is Charlie McElveen, but he was playing JJ Redick.
Okay.
I got him right here. Yeah, him.
Yeah, so he wasn't like, come on guys, let's get our bag. He's like, I care about equality. He's an ally. He's like, I care. I'm on this team with you guys. I know we have a different life experience. Because he damn sure wasn't talking about me, like that's not what he said, but like his attitude was like, I care about this issue that's affecting you because it affects me. It affects me that it affects you. Like he truly cared, but it just showed the frustration of like, this guy really cares. But some people were like, oh yeah, right. Well, you're not me. And it's like, well, it doesn't mean he doesn't care just because y'all don't walk in the same skin. You could be an ally. Like you can't take that away from him that he cares. Like, so this show, it's kind of started out as a TMZ story and it's quickly getting to some truly deep issues.
Very true, very true. I love that. I like how you merged that in there. But yeah, they definitely did talk about that. That was another pivotal moment for me because the other player called him out like, if you can't say the N-word, you shouldn't have a voice. And he was like, yeah, I do care, like you said. But Chris Paul came through like, yeah, he has a point. And so and why does he have to be a civil rights leader? Because we're not just basketball players. Black kids look up to us. And that's true. I mean, they just signed up to play basketball, but there's a lot of fine print in there as well on just the influence they have and that they're role models, whether they want to be role models or not. And so a lot of volumes right there. Another thing I loved about this episode is it talked about on surface and below the surface, just like the level of tolerance that people have amongst each other. In their relationships and what they're willing to put up with. Some people would have been like, hey, if this person talks to me this way, I'm gonna walk away immediately, get a divorce. And some people like, I'm gonna endure. Another great scene was Shelly Rochelle at the birthday dinner. I one of the things I really do like her character. I like how honest she was when she saw what is her friend's name? Deborah? Is that
Mhm.
yeah, Deborah? She showed up and she's like, oh, I'm sure this flight was very expensive for you. I wish you would have called. And her friend is really trying to be a friend. Like, hey, we can get the mimosa dine in, and we can get
She's
the
trying to be a friend. I
yeah.
thought what she said was very condescending.
About the plane ticket being expensive.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I mean, look, I get what you're saying. Shelly, she's about her business. Like, she tries to control everything.
Mm-hmm.
I like her. I like her in the sense of I think she's a wise woman that makes dumb decisions. Is how I look
I
at
give you
her.
that. I give you that. I give you
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah. Because I'm like, girl, you're about to go into a firestorm of you don't even know what's about to happen. This is not the time to be treating your friends like second class citizens. Like, oh, this must have been expensive for you. I wish you would have called. You need to take her hand and y'all need to skip through the hotel lobby. You need a friend
Yeah.
right now, ma'am.
Yeah. And she was a friend at the end. What I was saying, as the tolerance is concerned, when they were at the birthday dinner, Donald, she charged this ass up like, oh, look, 80th birthday, and look who you're surrounded with, a person that's on your payroll, and then a wife that just made these BS vows many, many years ago. First of all, even though he's a monster a-hole, shout out to Ed O'Neill, because that was some good acting when he hit his hand on the table. Shut up, shut up. And then she just looked at him and just started cackling, laughing. She was fed the F up, Kimberly. I was like, whoa. And not just her.
I love that scene. It was so good.
Everybody around the table was like, "Oh snap!" Like, Deborah knew her. That's a girl. They were, they've been down from the beginning. She was shocked, like, "Oh, I didn't know you had it in you," and she just started laughing. For what? And walked out of there. I love how well, hey, if she out, I'm out. You hear your slippers. And when
I
she
heard you had gout.
yeah,
I must not. Bye.
when they were in the bed, Deborah just knew that they was going to get a divorce to split up, and she was like, "Oh no, we're not separating, we're not splitting up," and she was very surprised by that. My point is, in all of the crap that Donald has put her through, with V, with everything, she's still willing to be there, and that's just one dynamic in this episode. I mean, we still got to talk about V and the black girl. We talked about them, playing the tolerance is all over the place. What people are willing to tolerate to hang on to their relationships or to get rid of them. But yeah, what say you on all that? Because that was that's like my three favorite scenes right there. But yeah, what say you? What say you?
My thing is this integrity will cost you, and not everyone's willing to pay, is how I see that. Is that in order to do the right thing, not just for you, but certain people behave the way they do because they've never been checked before.
Mm-hmm.
They've never been smacked in the mouth before. They, they never had somebody fight back before. Um, I've experienced that, with people that I'm like, oh, you act like this because you've never had someone walk out and go, I don't care how much money you offer me, I ain't coming back. You've never had that before. That's why you mad.
Yeah.
Like nobody's ever, like Donald Sterling, like when you have a B behind the amount of money you make, billion, certain people, it's so funny because I'm like, what's he gonna do? Cut your head off? Like, say
Yeah.
no, walk away. Like the reason certain people act the way they do is because they've never been checked before.
Right.
And what frustrates me is I like Shelly in terms of I like her personality. There's things I like. Everyone's kind of gray. There's things I like about her, but what I cannot respect about her is you've been with this man for 60 years. 60 years. Part of the reason he is the way he is because of you.
True.
You take, even though you didn't say those words, even though maybe you say, "Oh, I love black people," da, 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 the fact that he's had to have said something like that around you, and the fact that you never stood up to him, the fact that you never said, "You're my husband and I love you, but I will not tolerate this kind of attitude. You need to seek some therapy or get with Jesus or something, but you're not going to go run around calling people the N-word." Like,
Point.
you're a part of the problem. I blame her for his behavior. That's
Yeah.
like, it's like saying, "I love my kids. I can't spank them." You better,
Good point.
like, like you better pull that switch off that tree. Like you're just as responsible for that tape as he is, as far as I'm concerned. Because a man like that behaves that way, because even like her friend that flew all the way out, she had the courage. See, I like her. You had the courage to check your friend's husband, and he didn't come back with like, "Oh, whatever." He came back with, "That's why your husband left you."
Mm. Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, excuse me, I'm malfunctioning. Like, wow, talk about hitting below the belt. He didn't even hit below the belt. He's like way underneath. Like, how dare you? And you sat there and let him say that to your friend. Shelly's very responsible.
Yeah.
Very responsible.
You make a good point too, because she lied for him as well. She's an enabler to the NBA
She's an
lawyer.
enabler.
Yeah, to the NBA lawyers, because she admitted that later, like, "You made me lie. You didn't have to do that. You could have just been like, yeah, my husband is a racist asshole. He knew that he was being recorded. V does this all the time, but she lied on behalf of him." So I kind of forgot about that. And also that scene, I liked the way it was shot too, the way it was going back and forth, with
I did like that.
the interrogation. And
Mhm.
so the investigation, that was pretty dope too. But yeah, I mean, on one sense, I was gonna praise her as far as, hey, she's a ride or die for her husband, but I can't do that for a racist white supremacist, because that
It's,
makes you complicit and just as bad as him in a sense.
and she's not so. It's not so much that she loves him so much. She's not willing to pay the price to have integrity. She doesn't want to lose all that. And
Right.
also, you have to remember, a woman from her generation. That's that generation where you don't even know what your finances look like because your husband does everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, your partner's in some stuff. Yeah, like I do like the way they were kind of partners, but a man like that, he hasn't made you 100% 50-50. He placates you so you feel like you're partners. There's so much happening with your finances you don't know. There's so much, like, she can't afford to stand up to him because she doesn't know how to live on her own.
You think
You
so?
yeah, because you've been with a man for 60 years. That means you got with him when you were in your early 20s.
Well, let me ask you, do you mean like she literally doesn't know how to do it, or like mentally she'll have a mental?
Mentally and emotionally. Some women that have been, when you've been with a man for 60 years and
Okay.
he's a billionaire, and yeah, you're going to get something in the divorce. Like, of course you're going to get something, but mentally and emotionally, like, she reminds me of Bernie Madoff's wife. I don't know if you remember Bernie Madoff, but Michelle Pfeiffer and Robert De Niro. There was an HBO series about Bernie Madoff. He was the guy that did the Ponzi scheme and, like, New York. Um, Something she said always stuck with me when they were like, "Why didn't you know what your husband was doing?" And she's like, "I don't know. I just trusted him. I've been with him since I was 19. He's an extension of me. I just trust him to the point where I never question anything." So I think, Shelly, financially you'd be fine, but mentally, some women, you've been with someone so long, you don't know who you are on your own. You can't do bad all by yourself because
Right.
you're too afraid.
We'll see what happens to her in episode 4, because it seemed like a light bulb did go off at the end of this episode when she was on the bus for the players, and she sent that text message. Pierce was in a completely different world, asking about certain fish or some type of wine or delicacy. And she,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. So we're going to see what happens to Shelly or Shell. Did you think that Doc Rivers was going to beat the crap out of Andy? Did you think he was going to shove the food? So disrespectful. He was like, I want a quote on live in an hour. I'm a racist asshole. It ain't nobody's fault but myself. Andy took that napkin and was folding it, and he took the plate away. Andy, I was like, oh, he is pissed off. And then, made him leave.
I
Couldn't
love
get the
that scene.
bottle open. Yeah, I really wanted him to enjoy that meal, but he couldn't get the bottle open. I just had to throw that out there.
He's like, can't get the hot sauce. The
And
hot sauce.
I love the way he was talking to him too. Just like, do not allow that man, the owner, to come to this game. He does not need to be here. It will be a riot. If he shows up, I will physically fight you myself. I loved it, Kimberly. I kind of wanted them to show up so that we could be having commentary right now of how Doc Rivers beat his ass. But yeah, man, that was it was great. It was great. Why would Shelly still show up to the game? And it just goes, is it okay if we put our purses on the ground? Why?
Girl, that's the least of your problems.
Where you at on all that right there?
Bro, first of all, I thought it was amazing how Doc Rivers, like, I think I'm fascinated with the way people handle emergencies. Like that always, I listen to a lot of podcasts. I like a lot of like behind the story of like I've watched so many documentaries on just stuff that's happened throughout history because it fascinates me. Fight, flight, or freeze. And I thought it was interesting how he said when he said Shelly's going to come to the game, and he was thinking about her. He was a gentleman. He's like, that's going to listen to me. That's going to be dangerous for her. Like, you act like you don't know black folks, but there will be a riot. Like, people will throw things. Like, physically, she will not be okay. Like, this isn't just, boo, I don't like you. Your husband's racist. No, like, people will throw stuff at her. He was like, she can't come. It's literally going to endanger her. And he can't come because he's dumb and I hate him. But also, it's going to be dangerous for him. Like, he's thinking of the whole picture because a coach is like, I just love this man as a coach. Like, a coach is like, he's a father figure. He's the general. It's not just you. This isn't coaches. I like coaches. I like men that are in leadership roles. They fascinate me because you have to take on so much because the weight. Look at his little gecko, his lizard. Man, me and my lizard, man. The weight that's on his shoulders, because he's like, at first it was like, oh, our stupid owner's got a sex tape out there. It went from that to how are my guys feeling about how their young black children are looking at them? How are my guys feeling about how all black children are looking at them? How are my guys feeling about the white fans and what they could be saying? Like, all of a sudden the weight of the world was on this man's shoulders, and I think we need to really applaud him because this series is really showing what Doc Rivers is a hero, in my opinion. To come in and really just take control. That's why when he went after Andy, I was like, heck yeah. And I'm gonna take your eggs in this hot. Give me that damn hot sauce. Like, hell, you ain't gonna eat another bite. Like, you have to go in and take control. And I think he did. And I'm not mad at him for yelling at him in the lobby. I could care less because look at what's on us. Just the pressure, the insane pressure. Oh my God. And then getting that phone call that he got on the bus. Man, you think it's drama. And then somebody, what was that rapper they named? They were naming all these people that are commenting. And what did he say? Chingy or
I can't remember.
Some they were like, and this rapper said, and I was like, okay. But you get that phone call, it's another level, bro.
Yeah, the look he had on his face, like, what? Man,
please hold the White House is on the line.
Yeah. When it faded to black, I thought that was going to be the end of the episode. I was like, no, I want to see more. And they kept going. But
I wanted to hear Obama go, this man's a fool. Don't listen to this fool.
Knew what Obama said to him.
I would love to know what he said.
I would love to know. Man, I'm trying to do these 20 minutes a day. That's how you get the mental benefit. Can I at least have 5? I'm sorry, sir, you can't. It's Obama. It's like, you gotta put meditation on hold. for those type of calls. And so, yeah, I think he'll be okay. But going back to what people are willing to deal with, Shelly, she wants to stay with the racist white supremacists, but we got a girl right here by the name of Deja, played by Yvonne Pearson. She really was bumping heads with V in this episode. V said some really harsh things that needed to be said, to be
Yes,
honest
they
with
did.
you, because I mean, she's no angel herself. She knows what she does, and she knows her roles. I mean, we heard her say the last time, yeah, I've had my fun, and then all of a sudden the phone calls just still don't work anymore. But V actually said to her, man, my security guy over here don't even know the guys that you blew in the past. I was like, God damn, that's I mean, it's, and the what is it? The kid, the pot calling the kettle black, or whatever the saying. It was a mess. It was a mess.
I was
But
like, oh,
man, was
oh, ouch,
you
that
was
hurt.
you was a VJ for a couple of years, but at the same time, I mean, she needed to hear it. She did. Even
She
how
did.
she needed to hear that, but at the same time, I do like the fact that she was just like, "Why you a black woman, black and Hispanic? Why are you not talking about how painful it here is for your boyfriend to talk bad
Oh
about us?
man.
You
When
didn't.
she
Oh, you
said,
didn't.
I don't look black,
Yeah, yeah.
Brandon, oh my God. When she said that, I don't look black. Oh, I was like, okay, let's have a real conversation.
Some real self hate.
Brandon, I self hate, like, but the funny thing is, even through this episode, I have a better understanding. My number one thought when they showed the stuff with V, especially when she was with that turtle on the ground with her
Oh,
visor at nighttime, I was like, in the words of Robert Pattinson, delusions,
yeah,
delusion.
that's perfect.
You're delusional. Do you see Tweety birds and stars when you go outside? Because I don't think you're living in the same world that we are, honey.
She hired her
What?
entourage off Craigslist. But keep going, keep going, keep
I
going.
can't. I can't, bruh. Bruh. And
That
she's
was
like, it's Sonic the Hedgehog over here. I was like, oh no.
it's too much. Yeah, she's these rollerblades.
Oh
Yeah,
my God. What are you
yeah,
doing with the skates, girl?
she's weird, man. She is cuckoo for cocoa puffs. These lips are not working out. You are a mess.
Bro,
You're a mess. You are a
bro.
mess.
She's
Um,
so delusional.
yeah, she actually was about to have her dude throw Deja out,
And she was
and
like, go back to doing security at the middle school,
yeah, I was like,
Fernando.
they're just throwing jabs every which way. Everybody getting hit in the forehead, the chin.
Oh
Just
God.
goodness gracious. Yeah, it's what's funny is they're tearing each other down, and they're both not worth the crap. You know,
No.
I mean, I'm not an angel or saint over here myself, but it was just a really necessary, funny, hilarious mudslinging contest of two people that are just not good people, And do you think they'll be friends? Do you think they'll rekindle the relationship, or you think it's over with at this point?
Honestly, knowing how fake LA can be, they'll probably end up being some sort of friends in the end, I think. But
Mm,
it's so funny. Again, I'm interested in the psychology of a woman like this. And
mm,
somebody, I know who you are, somebody in the comments was like, really, Kimberly? Yes, I read the comments sometimes, guys. Not all the time, because it can be toxic, but sometimes.
mm,
Okay, let me explain where I'm coming from. I think I was very clear where I'm coming from, but the way her brain works is interesting to me. And no, I do not. I don't understand the mentality of someone who just is a leech. Like I really don't. I want to understand the psyche. Like it's interesting to me, but this episode, I wanted to understand more of her brain and why socially, like what happened to you? Like Like, but honestly, Brandon, I can tell you, like, I mean, growing up out here in Cali, like the time I've spent like on sets and the time I've spent like, I stay out of like, I'm not in certain, there's certain circles I could be, I don't want to be a part of because it's so, Brandon, when I tell you it gets real fake ass out here,
I
I
heard.
I mean it.
Yeah.
People are so damn fake, and they're not everybody, but in Hollywood, you have to be really careful because girls like her, there are so or people who think they're living in their own reality show. I'm like, there's no cameras around. Who are you looking at? Like you're breaking the fourth wall with nobody. Like I don't like. There are people out here, Brandon, that are like, and you know I'm right. I'm like, who? You talking to me?
Yeah.
Do I know you're right? They're just like talking. They're just in their own reality show. Like
That was hilarious.
Z is very LA. She's very, very true to how people can be out here, and I just, I don't. It perplexes me how I think is she mentally. I don't want to put that on someone, but like, how? What? Why are you so delusional?
Right.
Why the visor? Then again, when you think about how people are obsessed with the Kardashians and obsessed with remember Paris Hilton, like remember how she used to traipse around town with her terrible extensions and carry the tiny dog and people and wear the glasses that covered her whole face. Everyone started doing that. Like people are addicted to this lifestyle where there's no personal responsibility and you get the glamour wherever you can. But her friend, to go back to her friend is like, look, I may be a gold digging hoe, but I have standards. And you're a black woman and this guy is a racist. And like, I'll F around with rich men like all day. And like, I know they might not like let my brothers into their country club, but like anyone who flat out says it, I can't vibe with that. Okay. But her friend, the girl really is calling her out. Like, this is all BS, but there's a line. Bro, he said he owns people.
Mm-hmm.
Where's your line?
Yeah.
Like, this
Yeah.
is bizarre.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. I'm glad that she stepped out. Shelly on the bus. You know, the players didn't want to get back on there. Um, Out of pocket? Yay, no, yay, nay, yes,
Out of
no.
pocket. Out of pocket. We're out of the suitcase. We're out of the trunk of the car, Brandon. Out of first of all, like I said, she's controlling and
Mhm.
she's manipulative. I don't like women like that. Like the unmitigated gall. Like how the hell do you fix your mouth? How do you fix your legs to walk on that bus?
Yeah.
Your
She actually,
husband
she actually patted
says
the
he
seat to sit down
owns them.
when one guy was walking by. Yeah, yeah. It was
Oh
very
yeah, hi sweetie. Sit right here. If
yeah,
you don't get your delusional self away from me right now, lady,
pretty crazy.
how dare you? How
Pretty
dare you? But that just shows like yeah, like there's certain parts of her personality I vibe with and I kind of like a little bit, but she pissed me off right there. I was like, how dare you? Because it's not just the issue of like business. These
hmm
men are offended on a personal level, like the color of your skin, the way you grew up, your culture.
hmm
Like you have no empathy, you have no sympathy, you have no understanding. You didn't even, if anything, if you're gonna get on that bus, stand up on the bus and wait till everyone sits down and say, I'm here because I want to personally look you each in the eye and say, I am so sorry.
Yeah, there you go.
This is not okay. My husband did this. We intend to make this right. If that's not your intention, don't
Okay.
smile at me and ask me to sit next to you. Don't get off this bus.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like
Ugh.
was
She
like,
should have sat in the back,
yeah, you
basically,
daring me to sit, kick you off, and she didn't have nothing to say.
for
Um,
disrespect. I
yeah.
can't.
And the last shot of I'm finna say the movie, the show was them on the airplane going back home after the loss. It was a game 4, and Doc just not knowing what to do next. Again, I felt really sorry for him, but it's a very powerful show. I really am enjoying this. This is the best episode of the season so far, and I can't wait to see more and talk to you more about it, Miss Kimberly. What are your final thoughts about this?
Final thoughts is that what we can take, what I want to take is much respect to the guys that were on that team during that time, and the fact that I hope they know that, hopefully they understand that people respect the fact that there are some of them, I'm sure, that didn't want to play. There's some of them that wanted to wear a badge. There's some of them that wanted to wear their shirt inside out. Like I hope they know that people through this show, it's not just a scandal. Like it's not just a TMZ story explored a little bit more. Like I respect so much how they handled themselves, and I respect so much the position they were put in, that they were so insulted and humiliated and made to feel like you're basically saying I'm your slave, and you're in a position where if you don't show up like you want to not show up, you will be sued. Like your kid, like it's not just like, oh, me and my cars. No, my kids, like going to school, like it'll affect my family, it'll affect my mortgage. Like it's more than just luxury. Like it's more than just, we look at it and go, oh, you have a luxurious life. Like, yeah, but if you can't pay, if one can't pay their mortgage, like it's more than that. And I hope this show is helping. I hope it helps more people realize what a tough situation these men were in. What an impossible situation. And this show is bringing me more understanding just of how effed up it was on the inside, you know. And I appreciate that.
100%.
That's what the show is bringing me. Yeah.
100%. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I can't follow anything after that wonderful conclusion that Miss Kimberly gave us, but that is going to be our recap for episode 3 of Clipped, titled Let the Games Begin. Please, in the comments section, let us know what you thought about the episode. Let us know what you thought about the commentary. Let us know your thoughts on the whole situation. We definitely want to be checking out those comments, whether you're watching this on my channel or Kimberly's channel. Link is going to be for herself is going to be in the description box of this video, and here is her channel as well. Go ahead and give her a subscription, and if you're watching on her channel, go ahead and give me a subscription. We both would really appreciate it. Are there any announcements that you want to make, ma'am, before we head out of here?
You know, I could promote my podcast, that I got coming up. But honestly, I just want to remind people, I just want to leave on a positive note, to be good to each other. The world is crazy, and I love this platform, Brandon. I love that you do this show. I love that we can come together as the film community and as people who love storytelling. And I just want to remind people just to drop some acts of kindness. Like there's crazy stuff happening overseas. There's crazy stuff happening in the world. And, if we could make it better for each other, I just want to encourage everyone to just maybe this week, do an act of kindness, buy someone Starbucks, like encourage, don't just walk past a homeless person, just say, I see you. I just want to encourage people to do an act of kindness this week. I don't know. That's just on my heart. I just want to encourage you guys, do one act of kindness, and see how it trickles down.
Right on. I love it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, again, that is going to wrap it up for our Clipped episode. And before we go, don't forget that I'm B. Avery, that's Kimberly, and that's just our opinion. Peace out, and we'll see you next time.